Because the envelope offers that option.
I'm scared about that mat.
also be the voter assistant?
The notary or witness?
No, there's a notary, but she's also filled out the voter assistant.
As far as I know, it's the statute or the guidance says that they can have, and anybody with a disability can ask anyone.
Anyone, okay, so it could be there. Okay.
Castle, from the table.
Oh,
It's good.
want us to count what we rent to you?
You can, we're gonna count to, so whatever, we're just to make sure we got an accurate count.
Okay, yes, that's,
Both of you.
yeah, that match.
Here's Tracy's attached.
Slow.
Public count 588, if anyone wants to come look.
yes, I know.
one more to add to this group before y'all read.
No, it's 305. Yeah, but I guess she'll announce the reason why, right?
We had 350 last time.
Right, but they're gonna reintroduce it today.
But I don't know. if
Those
they're
those
three.
probably would come in the transcription set. Unclear. She'll clear it up.
No,
That's right. Yeah, the 5 o'clock meeting is the silent meeting.
yeah, I think I'll change that.
Yeah, how you, it's such a waste of our time.
No, I'll be sure.
Right. But they can't utter a word. It's not till 7:30. Right, they'll tabulate it at 7:30. It really depends on the precincts, you know, how many, are they having problems in the precincts? Precincts seem to be pretty well synced. So, fingers crossed.
I mean, it's a long ballot,
Yes.
so the folks that are reporting it take a little longer,
Right,
but
but so they're still calling in, right?
some of them are calling.
And
Some of them have
to
runners,
some of them have to drive in, right?
so
It just seems to be a long process after 7:30.
Emily says, not as bad as Carricktuck, but here I went to Currituck. I went to Currituck and they had 2 precincts and couldn't seem to get their machines.
I always thought the Currituck Davis, and I couldn't figure out why, because they're coming all the way from Colorado.
And I went once and they just couldn't get to what they were processing. They finally got it straightened out about 9:30. I mean, I felt bad because they had some 16-year-old kid with an AP in her, maybe a stringer.
To be a stringer, yeah.
And he was looking at his watch because I know he used to told his parents again.
Oh.
After 9. They given him the card, they given him home.
Oh, that's too funny. Not funny, but funny.
But it is funny.
Yeah, we'll see. I have my fingers crossed
Yeah,
that everything goes smooth.
it's just a long ballot.
Yeah, it is. But there's a lot of races to count and to report. It's gonna be a long night. She won't come on. Bob?
Okay.
When you went through it,
I think you're right.
when you go in there, they give you, they will do it, and you go, they won't, you can't keep it.
All that. Now, these are, didn't get lanyards this year, Karen. These are, didn't get lanyards this year. They just don't have it.
Okay, so they get it back.
They get it back from the chief judge.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Did you just hear?
Yeah.
Karen, you have to try that.
Yeah, because they just, no, they just say Democrat or.
They're generic.
That's all.
You have to try it on.
They They're submitted in advance.
Right up, the doors, right through the first set of doors and then it's to the right. There's also one in here. He's, I'm in the somebody ordered it. There's a woman sitting in court.
It's the same.
Not really, under 17 days. It's only one.
Not.
Hard to get.
So, easy. Yeah. Come on, go. I'll go over it, okay? Sure.
Yeah, I included. So I heard it was a little complaint, somebody brought a full laptop computer and working. One of the judges said, "You're working on it, so can't be
So
good."
we'll have those three and the one disability. And then we'll have other sets, but these will all still be together in that one for, it's not something that's bound. We will go check. And then we'll have
Set up
all these.
laptop.
Yes.
That, I thought that was.
That's what I'm gonna say. So that's. So once you guys take a look at that one, we have this.
See this?
Everybody has to look at that,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Motion to approve, if anyone? I make a motion to approve.
Wait a minute, let me get this, okay. Let me turn,
Don't listen to me.
Hurry up, people, hurry up, people.
all right. We've just finished reviewing our absentee ballots for today. I'd like a motion to approve those ballots. I don't think we had any kind of a hang up on anything, did we?
Yeah, we have 305
Yeah.
mail-in civilian and military ballots which have been reviewed. That includes everything that we,
Cut your mic on.
I was giving the
Turn your mic
motion
on.
information.
Oh, okay. So there were 305 total ballots. And Randy, would you repeat the military overseas? What those are?
All right. Motion would be to accept 305 mail-in civilian and military ballots. You recall that there were, I believe, 3 military ballots that we did not have to duplicate. So those are included in the count, plus one item that, or the one ballot that did have to be duplicated because of the error. So
That's
it could
right.
be
And that
read.
was we reviewed one ballot that had been duplicated by staff that had, in the vote on the amendment, the person crossed out where they marked first and then colored in the bubble on what they intended to vote on. It was clear what they were doing. So we held that from last week. So this week, we're including that in what we approve. All right, is there a second for that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the board approve the 305 ballots, including the overseas and military ballots, and also the ballot that I just explained, the single ballot that had been duplicated by staff. Are there any other questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Okay, the ballots are approved.
Now, is it the judgment of the chair that it was my motion or Tracy's motion?
Well, you were the one who actually explained it, so.
Just wanted to make sure. I want my notes to look good.
So the next group that's up for review are 32 returned civilian absentee by mail ballots that contain a photo ID exception form for your review. No, just civilian. But they all contain ID exception forms. Yes. Right, we're not done. There was actually 3. There was 2 for duplication and 1 with a ID. So the other one that was for duplication was a military overseas. So that one will be in the next stack where we review those. This one was a civilian ballot, and so we lumped it in with this mail-in group. Those other ones, it was a duplication error, so we redid it. That's in the next stack, and then the last one with the expiration has also been cured, and that will be one of the items where they approve the cure letters, so it's coming.
You need your slice of dice.
What?
You need your slice of dice.
Well, it's not that much faster than us, and then it also, yeah, I don't know. I know, it's just,
That's the 5. So it's that.
I don't know.
Thank you, I think.
That was 32.
Think so. We'll double count before we,
Kelly, this voter checkbox, exception 2. And my question is does this, and is this germane? Does this voter actually have a driver's license number or social security number in their registration.
I don't know.
Is that relevant? Because
Why are you asking?
there's no demand for it.
So in regards to,
In that exception form, there's no demand for it because they checked
right,
two, but that suggests that they are unable to obtain a photo ID.
because of this, and
Period.
that's as far as we go.
Right,
We don't require or check for this because it's not.
but if they're a registered voter, in the voter registration, they would have a social security or driver's license, correct?
I mean, yes, more than likely. I don't know why you're asking.
Well, there was litigation recently with respect to driver's license and or social security number as part of registration.
Right,
Right.
moving forward. I
Right.
don't know when this person was registered. They could have been registered back in 1989.
But if, I thought part of what the direction was from state board was we were supposed to obtain those IDs as they presented to vote. Is that not
They're marked
true?
if it's needed. If it says ID required as a first-time voter, then they are flagged and we do get it.
Mhm.
But those voters are flagged and indicated in the system. They're already marked.
Okay. So if either of those identifications are missing from the voter registration and they've already voted, then we're not eliciting that information from the voter. Is that correct?
If it's required, then they have to give it at the time that they vote. They have to present it prior to voting.
But if they're already registered in their voter registration and they do not have either those identification numbers associated with their registration and they have voted in prior elections, then what I understand you to be saying is that we are not eliciting either of those identifications to add to their voter registration. In other words, that voter registration will persist unless they voluntarily provide it
Well,
to update the registration.
correct. When they do an update, they'll provide it at that time.
And if they don't update, then it just continues on the voter roll as is. Is that correct? Unless we get
Would you like me to-
different
I mean,
direction
that-
from the,
I've
From
not
the
got
state?
any guidance different. Would you like me to put in a help ticket with the state?
yeah, I'd like to understand why it is that a
You
ballot,
can put a help ticket in as well.
I've put in a help ticket
And they didn't
in the
answer
last
you?
election and I got no
Well,
response.
try again, because I think you might explain your question better than I could, and I can
Okay.
give you the email if you'd like.
Sure.
I think that would be better. That way, maybe you can have a dialogue back and forth with them.
Yeah,
That's fine.
If you don't like what you get the first
Mhm.
time.
okay.
I'm
Do you
trying-
understand what I'm saying? Randy?
I'm-
I mean, I'm not objecting to what the voter provided here, correct?
It does not, but
Mhm.
as I read the form,
Right?
if you pick number one,
Mhm.
then you have to put in one or the
True.
other of those numbers.
True.
If you pick 2 through 6,
Mhm.
you do not have to enter in any further identifying information,
True,
such as you would here.
right.
Why they did that, frankly, I don't know,
I don't know either.
but
But my question still stands, does in
in our.
in the registration record for this voter, given that,
There should
we
be one
have-
or the other of these pieces of information.
I would hope so, but there's been litigation recently concerning missing social security number and or driver's license. And I don't know what the status of that litigation is. And it may have no bearing, but I'd like to understand.
Suggest
So I don't.
do the help ticket, but also send a separate email to Paul Cox. Yeah,
Okay.
he's the legal counsel. I think he's still the legal counsel. for them.
Okay.
You know, and you might get.
If you put in a help ticket, and write legal on the subject line, they'll ask for that.
Okay.
I had the same experience with the help tickets. So have you looked at those?
I've looked at these, but you've already looked at those.
Yeah, I'm, you were going to litigation in North Carolina.
Yeah. I don't know if it's been resolved.
So Steph, so this one is in pieces. So I think we have to, I mean, my duplication team is here. They're working tonight.
Oh, okay.
So it's up to you if you want them to duplicate it now.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just
do
go
you,
ahead and get on with it.
do you want to,
Do we need a motion to do that, you think?
I mean, I don't think so. It's already been approved. You can,
I think just, you know,
Just-
just duplicate it. I don't
Okay.
see that there's,
I mean, you can look at it and you guys can,
yeah.
okay.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's pass it down the line, explain it, let everybody see what it is,
Okay,
and then make a decision.
okay,
Okay, and we should be able to do it by consensus,
okay. I
since it's
think
already
that-
been approved.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we just read and that's how that works. Y'all can choose not to.
That's a rare one, they sign it.
Yeah. Right, so if you want to, you don't have to approve that one, but we felt like we could read it, yeah. So if you want to go ahead and do that, that way I can get my team.
all right, yeah, because you've got them waiting. All right, if I want to get the board's attention here for a second. Interrupt you, and then anybody else who wants to know, we have a ballot here that was already approved and somehow in the process of handling was torn. And there's nothing else wrong. So what I was gonna do is get the board to each individual to take a look at this, just make sure you're okay with it, throw eyes on it. And then my recommendation would be to, by consensus, send it to the duplication team and let them duplicate it. And then we'll bring it back and we'll look at it again, okay?
They're working, so, I mean, it would take them 5 seconds to do that ballot. And then we don't have to move it on to next week.
And that ballot it's already been approved. So it's been through that process.
Looks like somebody took the mail there.
Here's, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Well, last time we had a conversation about it, it was like, well, when they come in to vote, if we don't have it,
Kelly, if I could get you, are you taking that back to them right now?
Yes.
All right, well, I'll catch you on the way back, when you get back.
Okay.
that we asked for it or collect the information at that time. Because we had, it wasn't required before, but when they passed the National Voter Registration Act or whatever, maybe it was how it was mandated that you had that, the states have that information for the voters. And so the reason this became an issue was they were looking at voter rolls, voter registrations.
Not seeing that.
And they were saying, okay, well, and so North Carolina State Board of Elections came back and said, well, the reason is, and they explained it. And I think even what they had done was State Board of Elections, the form hadn't been updated. Even though the act had been passed, they didn't update the registration form, so they weren't eliciting that information.
They told me I couldn't do
So
that.
we got, we got these voters on the
Yeah, because I had one for my business,
post that out.
because I'd have so many checks and things going out, you know.
Complaint was filed. He said, well, we'll collect it when they come in to vote. Yeah.
I think this is the case. Because this is the one.
Yeah.
which the argument is about.
Mhm.
voter-
I haven't challenged that, but anyway, that's what,
Yeah, that's for young rep.
right.
What piqued my interest was, does the voter, and I know I'm not supposed to ask questions, but does the voter really not have a driver's license or a social security card? Or is it that they have one, but they're unable to provide that kind of card? So that was my reason.
I don't think that yellow thing answers any of the questions. I'm not on this. Maybe what it was. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
These were overseas ballots?
They're just absentee with the vote, with the ID exception form.
That's right, that's right.
Do those count for the- those for the skip
I don't, I think that, I think we're still in the teens. We both reviewed it. So
Okay, oh, and they've got some. too.
Yeah.
All right.
we're split between the two teams.
I just wasn't sure.
It's ready to go back.
You guys should have 15 there, if the number's right. On your end.
Is that what we're supposed to have?
Yes.
So you get some of these. All right, good. Skip.
Yeah.
We have completed the civilian mail-in ballots that had an exception form and ID exception form. Their share bipartisan. Motion to approve those.
15,
They're 32.
32 total.
32.
Okay. Thank you. We could do that now, I suppose. We'll keep,
Yeah, I was just.
she's still busy. All right. For the sake of anyone who's watching this live streamed, I know that the folks who are in the room know pretty much what's going on, but I just wanted to share, since you can't see what we're doing, and in case there's somebody who wants to know what's going on, we're reviewing absentee ballots that have come in, and these are the envelopes. We call them containers in the business of elections. And we've divided our board up into two bipartisan team because of the volume of absentee ballots that are coming in. We have a Democrat and Republican on my left and same on my right, and they are taking a look at their batches of ballots separately and then moving on to the next. We're looking for the signature matching the name that's on the sticker at the top. We're looking at the addresses. We're looking at the addresses of the witnesses and that there are two witnesses or a seal from a notary. If there aren't witnesses, and a voter can do either thing. And then we're also looking at the photo ID on the back of the container and making sure that the photo ID is in compliance, the type of ID, and that the dates are within compliance. We also have looked at 32 absentee ballots with the photo ID exemption form filled out. And so the process that is left at this point, as our deputy director, Rebecca Mann, is opening the containers so that they can be scanned into the tabulator. And I want anybody who's watching to understand that this is not a vote count. We are scanning, and the tabulator will contain that information until we count votes. So that's what she's doing. We're getting ready to have those go in. Those ballots have been approved, and then we're about to take up approval of the 32 absentee ballots that have the photo ID exemption form. As for the clicking noise that's going on in my area, I'm required to put my initial at the top of each absentee ballot and then stamp it as approved. And so I'm going through every single one of the absentee ballots and doing this as we go. So just so anybody wanted to know what's going on, this is the process that we're in. And the one thing I forgot to explain at the beginning of the meeting, that this is not a meeting where we can accept public comment. This is only where folks are free to come in and watch this process, although I admit you can't see it very well, except what happens at the tabulator. So I apologize for that, but we're doing a bang-up job here and trying to get it right and make sure that everything is the way it should be. So you'll hear more from us next week on that. All right. So with that said, we've completed the inspection of the absentee ballots with the photo ID exemption form. I'd like a motion to approve those 32 ballots, please.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board approve the 32 ballots that have been recently reviewed that had the photo ID exception form contained.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the 32 ballots containing the ballots that have the photo ID exception form. If there's no other discussion or questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Okay, those ballots are approved. And I have one other observation that impressed me today is that we've just looked at 305 absentee ballots that have been submitted today for today's review, as well as I think the 32 are in that count, aren't they? The 32 absentee ballots that have they're not in that count. So there's that many more. And we've had no absentee ballots today that we have not approved or sent back for cure. And I think that's pretty impressive on the part of Dare County voters, that they are paying attention to instruction, especially with the new photo ID coming into play. And some of us have been doing this for many a year, and we have a few changes now in our voting process. So I think our voters are to be commended. All righty.
I think she's opening up. She's getting the, I think she's getting a ballot reproduced, duplicated.
John, motion.
Yes, we have moved and approved all of those.
Was it 32?
It was 32 without argument. And this one we just need to compare.
So while you're reviewing the one that was just duplicated by our team, I'll also offer you the military and overseas that have been duplicated for your review. I'll tell you how many there are. There's 21 of these. As long as it matches. I think if we took it out and brought it back in at the next meeting, probably, but it's going in right now, so.
That's including the 305.
back?
I'll help Emily, I'll help us. Yes.
been counted but not saved to the bin. That typically happens when there's a lot of holes in it. It gets stuck, doesn't want to go down the tube. So we're gonna save it to the bin. You haven't had a motion yet.
You don't have a
That
motion?
one,
All right, this
Yes.
was approved.
right, so. You can take that. Yeah, but those can go back until you approve them.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
I'll just put that in.
Can you check like this with me? Yeah. For just a second? Yeah. You okay? Yeah. So Emily is administrative tech for Dare County, and she's been working with us, so she's gonna take over ballot feeding because our MAT team just got back, and I need to see them. There you go.
We're done. Yeah, let's do it. Everybody's laughing. Let's go and finish before breakfast.
I finally helped you stay.
Or leaves.
All right, we've just reviewed 21 overseas ballots, and these ballots are, they've been duplicated because they came in on a page that is not able to be read by the tabulator. So our duplication team has taken a proper ballot that can fit into the tabulator and be read by it and entered in those voters' votes. So I'd like a motion to approve those ballots, seeing that we haven't found anything that's a problem with those duplications.
I make a motion that we approve the 21 military overseas ballots.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to approve the 21 ballots that we just mentioned. Is there any other discussion or questions? No? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Okay, those ballots are approved.
You want those down here?
Yeah.
Okay. 21, these are the. He's having a really good time.
Y'all done?
We've approved those ballots.
So you made a motion? Okay. Okay, so next. So included in that duplication was one of them that wasn't right last week, and so that one was put back in. So now I have two ballots that have been cured for the board's approval. One of them was missing a signature, so they submitted a cure letter with a signature. The other one was one that the board found that had a photo ID that was expired, and we made contact with the voter, and she submitted a copy of the right driver's license. They just gave a copy of their expired, but they actually have one that's valid, and that's the one they submitted a copy. So that was just a mistake, and they've cured both of these.
attached in a certain way or order?
No, I mean, they are, but it's okay.
One had expired. So they sent their
Just skip it, and move on.
this one was
Yeah, we saw that one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I could catch my team. Tablet has an overload, and now we started. So if, so if you guys go ahead and approve a duplication, my team's gonna clock out in about 10 minutes.
Skelly, excuse me, which application are you talking about?
Right here.
So they got it, it's gonna move down the line. That was a ballot that the tabulator, said had an overvote, and you can look and see. But you would have to determine whether or not you could, tell what the voter's intent was.
All right,
It's not really clear to me.
you all have just reviewed two ballots that had been out for cure last week, that were deficient in one way or another. One was over signature, the other one was over expired ID, and apparently the voter brought back a current ID that's acceptable. So I'd like a motion to approve those two ballots, please.
I make a motion to approve two cured ballots. I make a motion to approve the two cured ballots that we just reviewed.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve those two ballots. Is there any other discussion or any questions? Rick? Yep. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. All right, those ballots are approved. John, can you guys look at
I'll
that?
need to look at that.
That's the one that had the overvote.
Is that the one that
The
was?
overvote.
This was an overvote.
It's an overvote,
It's
but
kind of
it's
weird.
kind of weird because if
all
you look at
Democrats, but it looks like-
what she did, it's kind of odd.
So I think if
I
you
don't-
can't tell the intent, you can cast it mark.
Okay, cast it as marked.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know what it looks like she meant, but the way she scribbled on it, it's different.
I would say so. I agree.
ballots with the paper clips. Will you separate the document and then bring me the ballots?
Yeah.
Well, I think based
Based on.
Based on the rest of the votes cast,
Yes.
I would say the intent of the voter is clear.
Yes.
Although the voter did his or her best to make that hard.
Yeah.
But
So, you want me to have it duplicated, because we gotta go fast if you do, because my team's leaving.
I would say tabulate as cast.
What's the board say? The whole board.
You see?
I haven't seen it yet. That's why I was waiting to
Yeah,
take a look at it.
skip and see what-
you want to take a look at it, Skip?
I would. Yeah, I'd like to look at that one.
Yeah, because there's another one that was omitted completely.
It's.
On the other side or
On the
this?
other side.
There.
This one.
Oh, yeah, she's trying to scratch through it. Yeah, the intent's clear to me.
Yes, that's good.
Well-
Yeah, is it? You know,
She's, but it's consistent throughout
mhm,
the
Yes.
party that she's casting
mhm,
for. But when you get to her,
yeah.
so it's,
So that becomes,
I would say cast as, or tabulate as cast.
yeah.
And it's going to be an overvote. but reading
I don't know
Too
that,
much into it.
yeah, I don't know that we can make that assumption that it's because it's out of party like that. I don't know. I mean, it's,
And the other one was pretty clear about it.
the other one, you mean,
The other one that we
Yes, it
had
was.
evaluated before.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this one is.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see this is that she scratched out a name and she put a, another name there. But,
I'd say it's,
what's that?
I'd say it's an overvote.
Randy, how do you see it?
Well, I think based on the other choices that were made, the voters' interest and intent is probably clear. However, the markings on that particular set of candidates.
Yeah,
That's how I feel like.
Goes against your nature, that's, no,
Sure that.
I can't separate them though, like it, and I get in a rhythm and then it slows me down.
It's just that
it doesn't,
particular vote.
it doesn't count as,
Count.
It won't
Okay,
count.
okay.
yeah.
The remainder of that ballot.
Will count,
tabulate.
All right, so,
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, you can count the rest of it.
Right, it's
Okay.
not that
yeah, it's just that one race.
race. Yeah,
Okay.
I think,
yeah, because it is kind of question.
frankly, I'm reluctant to say, I know one now.
Yeah.
What the voters-
Exactly. It looks like it, but scribble.
I'm not sure how to set up the vote. We have actually three choices, but one is more diminished than the others, the way I see it. It could be an overvote or it could be a vote, an interpretation of the marks that are made here. Those are the two, predominant choices that I see. How about if someone makes them, let's vote on this, okay? Because I think this is, how about somebody offer a motion? And then we could take it by, see if we have a majority, we carry a majority on a choice. And if not, then we defer to the other choice, I suppose.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I would move that we, the ballot should be run as cast, which means it's an overvote, and that is the judgment of the board
Okay.
on that ballot.
And, okay, it's been moved and seconded to take the vote as cast as an overvote. And just so you all can't see this, but just to let you know what's happened, we have in one of the races, a person made a choice. It looks like they scratched through it, and then they made the other choice. It's a binary choice. And the tabulator wants to take it as an overvote, which would mean that that race would not count, but everything else on the ballot would count. And that's the present motion that's on the table right here, right now. Okay? Is there any other discussion or questions? Okay, all those in favor of having the vote, the ballot be counted as cast as an overvote, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Okay, the board is unanimous on this.
Yes.
Kelly, you heard that, right? Okay.
Okay, so Rebecca, you can bring me that ballot. I can insert it in the tabulator.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we're done with
Yeah,
it.
we're doing it.
You have any more ballots?
Thank you.
Do you have some I can relieve you of?
Just these over here.
And where's the one?
This little small tiny.
I got buried by process.
That's the duplicate. Yes, it stays together. Staple it to the paperwork. So last. There was a motion also, so I need to understand. Rebecca, will you give them those four that are witness deficient?
Yes.
You can go ahead and hand them those four and then I'll explain it.
Okay.
Okay, the board did vote to cast this ballot as marked, so I'm gonna do that now.
We'll let you start this way.
Cast your ballot as marked will be selected. Set up. Final count, public count 9:45.
So what did it have? Children in those places?
It was marked, in one contest, it was marked, both candidates were marked. What?
The duplication is marked in one place.
No, the ballot. The board voted not to duplicate that ballot.
When did the 948? Okay, for you to choose your ballot. Yeah, I am not.
Where are the cured ballots?
There with that, we're going
Oh,
that
they
way.
just haven't been. No,
Working on
the two cured,
I don't.
right here.
Oh.
That's these.
945 is in council for or?
Wait, did you vote to approve these
No, they-
cured?
Those, two cured?
Have been, a motion was made.
Yeah.
No, we open them?
And these, the vote, though, would be.
Disapprove. Okay, so.
That they need to be.
So the last four that you are reviewing are four ballots that were missing witness information. They are incurable. Letters have been sent to all four. Ballot packets have been reissued with also a second letter inside so that either item they receive in the mail first, they'll have that knowledge. We have tried to make contact by phone to all four as well. So staff is requesting that you disapprove those based off of our interpretation of the guidance. And the letter is attached as well.
And that contact has already been made.
Yes. Everything's been mailed and reissued. So these are the two ballots that were cured and approved, cured by the board.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no, there's extensions.
What is it? Does that match your total still?
Okay, motion, yes.
What is your public count?
947.
Exemptions, so
Yeah.
Huh?
We had 946 before you did those two.
Okay.
All right.
But at least Rick and I did.
The board just reviewed 4 ballot containers
Okay, you
that
can
were
go.
missing
Okay.
witnesses that were defective and incurable, the witness signatures. Thank you, John.
Sit for like a few more minutes.
I'd like a motion that we accept staff's recommendation that we disapprove those ballots as we have them.
I move that we disapprove the ballots as recommended by staff, noting that they have also reached out to the voters give them an opportunity to cure.
Okay,
Great.
good.
Is there a
I
second?
don't understand why we're missing.
I'll second. All right, it's been moved and seconded that we accept staff's recommendation to disapprove those ballots that lack witness signatures. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. All right, those ballots are disapproved.
So I think we need to check the envelopes.
Did you put the one in that, was, null? Was that one counted? 'Cause we're at one off. The one that she circled 2 things in there.
Yes, I cast
That
it
one went
marked.
into-
That was the last ballot I cast it
Okay.
marked before the chief cured. So we're just going to check the envelopes.
Randy and John, how many did y'all get? We got, Rick and I got 9. 6. With the 2 that she just added.
Put your mic on.
Because we had. Okay. Yes.
Because she did pull one, this the other one.
Yes.
So did they count right? Maybe your count was off.
We had 21
Yes. And then she,
military.
she got 9.
I think they're in Steve's file, so we have to go thumb through. He's got one.
Got 948, and she got 947.
So will you guys just peek in the envelopes while we're
Yeah.
recounting?
Yep.
So if you guys would just peek in the envelopes, make sure that nothing got pulled out.
Okay.
If you
Yeah.
want to. You're checking the envelopes.
But on one side, yeah, this one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure there's no ballot.
Yeah. this one.
Oh, have we put the yellow ones in yet?
The yellow ones?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the exemptions.
Yeah. They're pretty in during the calculator.
because they have to be on to the poll.
That's why I was trying to find it, and I could not hear the number, so.
So Steph, you need to, separate those yellows so we can go and add them to the poll book, because that's where our numbers are.
That's what these are.
Not by one, though, by a lot.
21,
Okay,
right?
let's see.
There's 32 of those. Everybody's complaining?
Wonder how they got combined.
Yeah, where are they? Oh, yeah.
Those are,
You haven't stamped.
no, none of these. These are all the,
They're.
that kind,
Computer, put
the exception for.
Right, that's what she's looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Okay.
4. There
Four?
should only be 4.
No, there's more than 4.
Should be 32.
Kelly,
Oh, there were 21.
yeah, here's the batch of,
Okay, can I have those? please?
yeah, I have it.
There were 32 with the exception.
Okay, well, we can get back to you.
None of these was just about to break into them. But I mean, they brought them over here. I didn't.
Thank you. You've already done that.
No, no, initially there. I don't have really good stats right now. I'm sure there's analytics that connect to this. How many ballots per minute?
It's 9:48, so something.
How about the 4 that we recommended?
No,
They're not.
they're not open. So there's one ballot in another one.
All right, we're gonna find it.
Or there's one on this list, there's one not on this list that's in here. You checked every single one,
Yes, Emily and I did it together.
but even the ones you scanned?
Yep, and I wrote them on the other list that you told me to throw away. It's in my trash can.
Usually it's one stuck in an envelope, I think.
And now they're all allocated.
Yeah, you would tell me.
Unless it's tabulated. Let's see.
What if it should
I don't know if it's received.
Caught it, but.
I am. Just don't work out.
Hold on. We got 9:48.
So I'm wondering if one of these didn't make it onto here. That would make sense.
None of those did make it. Right?
But we tried it, and we still haven't.
And that could be because if we scanned them, let me go in and scan them, make sure they all scan for this evening. That's right.
You counted 32, you pulled 32 ballots.
Not with this many kids. In school, they were all in Catholic school.
Are you sure you double check those? All those are done?
Yeah, but you can double check.
What happened to you? I discovered several.
There must be
All
one
our
on this
sports.
list. Could be one in the drawer today.
So I can go look. I mean, I know there's some that have not been scanned today.
They wouldn't be on the list.
Right, everything that was on the list, and we know the list is accurate because we had 305 before we started.
You counted 305.
Yes, we've done in piles of 25, remember? And there were 305 to begin with.
We counted, I mean, I don't know how to explain what the issue is.
Well, so. What
I want to do that.
that we duplicated? We had one that was held over because of. We had one ballot that was held over from last week because it had to be duplicated because of the marking.
That was put in.
That was put into the tabulator.
Everything was put in the tabulator that we have, but the four that you just proved, they're not even open, they're still here. Are you counting
What are those?
We were just looking to make sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I get nine there.
Nine point nine?
We'll have one off.
How is it nine
But
point
Randy
nine?
had 9.9.
Okay, 588, you had 305, you had 32,
And then 21
you had 21,
Uh-huh.
and 2.
and then you had 2, and then you had
Why are you adding,
one.
adding one what?
I
The
think
ballot that was the,
That was in the
that was in the
305.
305.
one that had the double count.
That was in the 305.
She found it when she fed it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
then I will,
now we're at 9:48.
now we're at 9:48.
Okay, that's.
So unless that one that didn't, that said it was scanned safe to the bin didn't actually scan, that's the only thing I can explain.
Thank you.
So what's the machine say?
So
What's the machine say?
we're short one. 347. So we could feed them back in. I don't know, unless that one that said it was safe to the bin didn't actually say.
That was my question.
I don't know what else to do but feed them back in. Well, I still have 3 sites there. But we may have to, if we can't find it, then I don't know what to do other than rescan them. But I think what we need to first do is see if there's one on this list that is,
Yeah.
that's probably the more likely.
So I need to organize these by number.
Yeah.
That doesn't have.
Okay.
Got more?
So if you call this, I'll check with Mom.
Okay.
And we're gonna start working on it in a little bit better order.
Okay.
I think that's what we need to do. There may be one on that list that's still in our office.
No, it's under the, either one.
Go by, I would go by.
Go by
149.
this, yeah. So CNG, what is it? 149. Oh, well, okay, yes. Can I check it on the front page? Okay, I got that. Uh-huh.
Got it. It's not open.
Oh,
Thanks the Lord.
where was it hot, where was it hiding?
Woo-hoo! Stuck in his back. Yay. At all. So, whoopee.
Praise the Lord. Yeah. Cheers.
That's part of the, that's part of the.
I just had it.
I think, right.
He really likes these meetings, so I could stretch it out.
We thank the persistence of staff or
48, if you want to take a seat. Thank you.
Excellent.
That's great.
Good job, Walt.
Here we go.
All right, I need the,
Kelly, that was 9:48.
auto accept.
9:48.
Good job,
Yes.
Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Sorry
much.
about that, y'all. I didn't mean to drag this out extra.
Oh, it gives us something to talk about back here.
Yeah.
The last batch.
Thank you.
That's really your last name.
Thank you.
Cool, good enough.
All right, so I'm gonna shut your thing down.
Quick,
Yes, before you finish taking it.
We have,
There's no way.
Hi, Carol.
What's the town there, Gail?
9:48.
9:48.
Powering down.
The public count initially was 588.
To
Yes.
start,
Yeah.
Yes.
So Monday.
Yeah. Monday, so we'll actually have more than, we'll have ballots to skip for Monday. And then, anything after that is supplemental, and that meeting, we are not able to come in here. They will be in this small commissioner's room, but there's chairs, so there should be enough room.
That's the 5 o'clock in the 7th.
That's the, Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Monday and election day, both of them are in there. We
Oh,
can't
okay,
come in
because we
here.
were out in the hall one time.
Yeah, we're gonna try to, this time, plan for it, so we'll be in that small commissioner's room. So, yes. But I think for most, there's just you, so there's chairs, there's room. So, and the election day meeting will start early, and my guess is they'll probably recess for a little bit and then reconvene.
Where they don't.
Because they have to, close the poll, they can't close the polls in the early voting until 7:30, but they can do absentee at 5 o'clock, so. So that'll be a long meeting, but it'll probably be a recess, yes, ma'am, so.
I'm gonna take that.
We've got to scan the notice and read that whole.
Sorry, you're reaching there.
Yep.
Skip is got all the yellows, he's there. There's
All right, so, you don't have anything else, Kelly?
No, and so, if you guys can go ahead and close the meeting, if you just hang around long enough for me to print a full book for you guys to sign. But I'm
Okay.
done.
Okay, all right. All right, anybody else have anything? Any business? All right. Seeing that there's no other business, before I adjourn the meeting, I just want, for the live stream folks, I just want to say that early voting and registration at early voting ends this Saturday at 3 o'clock. And we will be back here for another absentee ballot review meeting Monday, November 4th, the day before Election Day. We'll be here at 3. So everybody knows, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.